When you go home and say, hey, I'm on holiday, I want to come and give a lecture, people are not receptive at the University of Zimbabwe, at MSU. They're like, oh, you think because you're from the diaspora, you know better than us. No, we don't have time. So the people back home have a challenge of being non-receptive to inputs from the diaspora. Not just government, our ordinary people, our academics, our business people, our intellectuals. So we need to make sure somehow in our diaspora policy, we conscientize, explain, and socialize those back home that as the diaspora, we seek to contribute. As a diaspora, we don't seek to replace them or take their jobs. There's a lot of insecurity by the people in Zimbabwe with respect to those in the diaspora. In all sectors, academia, business, the churches. So we need a revolution in terms of the consciousness of the people in the country insofar as embracing the diaspora. Then, of course, specifically the government must look positively towards the people in the diaspora and reach out and say, here is the Minister of Finance, here is the Minister of Industry, we want to work with you in Birmingham. What can you do to help us with investors, to help us with ideas on policy and strategy? But you know what the problem is? The government is more concerned about who are they going to vote for. The diaspora is going to vote wrongly. There should be no taxation without representation. If we want the diaspora to effectively participate in the economy, we must make sure we allow them to vote. We allow them to be part of the democratic process in our country. It's not about technology or competence. The Malawians are voting. The Mozambicans are voting. The Chinese, the Americans participate in the politics from wherever they are. But because of the negative attitudes of those that control our country, they are afraid that the diaspora will vote for wrong people. Therefore, we refuse to give them. We fought very hard and failed to ensure that the diaspora is allowed to vote. That would be a very important point to show respect for the diaspora. But however, don't lose heart. Let's also be proactive. Reach out to the ministries, reach out to the organizations, reach out to the schools, reach out to the universities in Zimbabwe, and try to unlock synergies between yourselves in the diaspora and those on the ground. As I said before, what we need in Zimbabwe is a critical mass of people who are thinking right, a critical mass of people who look positively towards the role of the diaspora. Once we have that critical mass, the rest of you can stay wherever you are. We can leverage you from wherever you are in New York, in San Francisco, in Tokyo, in Birmingham, in London. Because we have access to capital, access to ideas, access to networks, access to technology. So we need to leverage that diaspora advantage, that diaspora dividend to drive our economies, but to take a lot of changes back home, a lot of changes among yourselves,